Yeah, so we're exposing this place in Bloomington, Minnesota. Um, so we'll go in here and try to see what's going on over here. See if there's any friendly encounters or if there's going to be demons manifesting. But we're just going to check it out. Let's just go in here and check. Hello, how's it going? I'm good. I'm just vlogging. I'm a YouTuber. I just do you mind if I record or just vlog myself? Okay. How's it going? Oh yeah. You guys are still open today, so passes us. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of new to like the new age stuff, kind of. Like, do you? I just kind of wanted to get like an idea of certain things. Like, I'm really familiar with tarot cards, though, stuff like that. But like just the new things like chakra items. Is there any way that they give me explanations, or can you give me explanation on some of these things? Okay, all right, sounds good. Well, I'll just take a look at some of these things. Thank you. So you guys have these deals going on. Okay, thank you. Okay, I see it. Okay, I see the singing bowls are all out. I That's crazy. I went to another store like a few days ago, and they had like a lot of singing bowls as well. And she showed me something about like tapping it and circling some things around. But she showed me that it was pretty interesting. Yeah. Oh, you have your own right there. Oh. Well, nobody's in here too, so. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. And these are for sale. Okay. Oh, you do. Okay. And you guys have kids jewelry too. Let's. What's like a certain like book would you show someone that's first like getting into like spiritual things, if that's the word for it? Or is there certain things that someone has to be dealing with first before you give me recommendations, something like that, right? Or no? Okay. Okay. Oh, that purple one. Okay. Let me see that real quick. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one too. I've been thinking about going somewhere to actually. There's like this haunted hotel like up in Sock, something like that, like Oh, you know. Oh, you know. What? I kind of was trying to get into like the paranormal stuff, like just trying to like he was doing, like something like that. Oh, okay. Oh, dang. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. You said that. So he actually did he say he seen like a ghost there? He didn't say he get into all that. Oh snap. Oh, okay. That's that place. That's crazy.
and she said she got like a picture of like a little boy's face coming out of a wall.
No way.
Yeah. In this area though, Great Cloud Island is probably
It's a haunted place.
I've been there like once or twice. It
What?
terrifies me.
Wait. Hold on. Like, what's an experience that you had there that terrified you?
So like me and my friend, we just drove there and we didn't even get out of the car. It was just us and then my dog, and we were just driving around because of all the stuff we've heard about it. It's supposed to be the most haunted place in the state.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's literally its own little island. And we were driving around on there, and the energy was super weird. Like some people have seen a phantom truck chasing them. Some people have seen a man in flannel that you can see through, and he's carrying a gun, and he follows you. Some of the buildings on that island are really weird. They look really vibes. And like we had some weird experiences too where like there would be people just like kind of standing in their yards just like staring, like not moving. They
That's like some movie
still.
type things. Wow.
Yeah, and then there's another legend I think where it's a Native American chief who's either headless and walking around with a green light, or you see just the green light, or you see just his head.
That's crazy.
So like there's a couple different stories about it. Like even the animals there act kind of weird. Like they just have this energy to them that doesn't feel safe.
Yeah,
like deer.
yeah. Oh, that's
Some people
crazy.
have been chased by deer there that literally feel they
Bro,
felt malice off of it. Like
that's super unnatural.
yeah, my dog's a pug and he's like happiest baby ever, and he was terrified.
Oh wow. Okay, well I'll let you get to that. All right, we'll talk more. Okay, yeah. So we have some dream catchers, right? That was a very interesting story. I didn't know about Minnesota like having these type of stories and stuff like that. So that's really interesting. But we'll talk more about her. But look at these chakra wind chime or mobile. But that's crazy though. Like I don't know. Look at these evil eyes and stuff. They got a whole bunch of interesting type of things that a lot of people wear. A lot of people do wear these type of things, man. I'm telling you guys, stop wearing these evil eyes. It's called evil eyes for a reason. It's symbolic, man. And this is more like the seven chakra thing again that the other lady was telling us about. Yeah, man, that's too crazy. I don't know. It's crystal rock healing. It's supposed to heal you, but we know by the power of God that's Jesus Christ, the only thing that can heal you. So these things can't heal you. Indian temple, heavenly insect sticks. Smells just like temples in India. Well, it's like heaven. Read that. It's like heaven. It's not like heaven.
Oh my gosh.
If you guys want me to do more videos like this, man, subscribe, man. I'm on it. Comment what you guys want, man. Exposing more things, checking out more, shutting down demonic altars every chance we can get. Tell you that. Older guy, just doesn't know what he's doing. It looks like he's just buying a few random things, but I think that's a tornado warning. We're supposed to be having a tornado warning in Minnesota, man. And that's crazy. Wait, I don't think that's a tornado. I think that's really the other thing. But, anyways, we're protected by Jesus Christ, so we're good. I would have said something to the old guy, but it looks like he's enjoying himself a little too much in this store. So how did you get into like certain things like this type of spiritual stuff? Like what was it that brought your attention to this type of things?
Well, I've always kind of been into it. I was kind of a weird kid. My mom was really into all of this stuff, and she raised me on mythology.
Okay.
So, like, I learned about, like, mythology from all over the world, and then that got me into learning about more historic stuff, and I always just kind of had a thing for ghosts
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then plus me and my mom, our bodies don't respond to medication very well, so we always had to kind of use herbs and aromatherapy and stuff instead
Okay.
of like medicines. So I kind of had a background in it, but when I started working here, it definitely got more intense. I've always been pretty deep in the card stuff.
Okay. Okay.
But ever since I started working here, it's just kind of gotten more intense because working around all these crystals, things start opening up, things start happening regularly.
And you can see things happening too. Like you can feel them inside.
Oh yeah, the person I am now is completely different from the person I was a year and a half ago.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like
Oh,
I am
wow.
completely different. I have a whole different friend group, and like
Okay.
my group of friends, there's no manipulation, there's no jealousy, there's no weirdness. It's literally just love and support.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
genuinely everyone just wanting everyone to be good, and
Yeah.
like I've done a lot of inner work and dealt with a lot of my own issues and such,
Yeah.
and changed a lot as a person. I used to
That's
have
good.
kind of a
Okay.
temper issue, but like I've calmed down a lot now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten better at dealing with my emotions and dealing with other people's
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah. Okay.
And you learn a lot about yourself. Like as
When
much as
yeah.
people want to talk down on it, it's
Yeah.
actually kind of scary how much your astrology and like just all these little things can tell you about yourself.
That's
Like
crazy.
I
That's
looked up my
crazy.
birth chart and it told me things that I had never told another soul.
Oh.
And it was really kind of freaky, but then
Yeah.
kind of cool at the same time because you find out why you are the way that you are.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you think is like the most important like aspect of like the spiritual type of stuff? Is it kind of like coming for like healing, or what do you think is like the most important of it?
You need to be comfortable with you because at the very end of the day, you're following your instinct, your intuition, your discernment, whatever you're picking up, it all comes down to you. So if you
Okay.
can't trust in yourself or in like the decisions you're making or the energy you're picking up on,
Yeah.
you're not gonna really have anywhere to go. You're just gonna be spinning.
Okay.
So like you gotta I can tell you I became far more grounded in who I am as a person.
Okay.
Like I used to be very movable. You know,
Okay.
I would learn something new and I would flow in that
I
direction.
get you. I get you.
Like, because I was always just kind of looking for myself.
Okay.
But then once I started learning more about myself and learning about like spiritual stuff that like we're kind of just programmed not to care about.
And how real would you say these things are to like to a certain extent? Like, would you say like if you needed healing, something from actual healing, would you say that this thing actually can work, or does it take time?
So it kind of depends on what you're doing, the person, how you're doing it. The and that's one of the most frustrating things about spirituality is there isn't a rule book.
Okay.
We can't just
Okay.
give you a book and be like, this is what you do, and you'll get to
Yeah.
this level. Like,
Okay.
every person is different. They go through different things in their life. They have different traumas. So, like,
Yeah.
they're going to intuitively deal with it in different ways. So, like, it really comes down to the person themselves. But, like, the way I have always looked at it is because, like, you got to believe in the stuff. That's what they always tell you.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is even if it's not working because of the magic, there is such thing as a placebo effect. And then, unfortunately, in this field too, it's very easy to fall victim to people who are using this belief to manipulate you. Because,
That's crazy.
well, think about it. Most people who come into spirituality are doing it because they're vulnerable in some aspects.
Yeah.
Something's happening in their life that is making them question things,
Yeah.
and they're looking for foundation. They're looking for a safe haven, a home.
Facts.
So, like, some people will utilize that vulnerability and take advantage of it because it's literally like you're allowing yourself to believe in magic again.
Yeah.
And then they'll run with it. So, like, it's definitely something that you got to be careful with when you get into it.
Because me, I'm a Christian, and I feel like a lot of these spiritual things are like rooted in something that's kind of like really magical, obviously. So, would you have you ever had like a godly encounter, a godly experience, anything like that?
Yes. So my belief system, I'm just gonna say, is different from yours. I'm a polytheist, so mine is like Hellenistic polytheism, so the Greek gods.
Okay.
Yep. So there's more than one for me, but like I have many friends who are like Christians or Catholics. Like my dad's a Christian, my brother's a Christian, and you'll find like one of the big myths around this is that it has to be tied to a religion.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people.
I agree.
there's a lot of people who come in here who are Catholic or Christian, but they truly believe in crystal healing because it actually worked on them.
That's
And they
interesting.
don't need to tie it into their belief system at all. But
Yep,
at the same
yep.
time, you can if you want to because
Yep.
it's versatile enough to do so.
Yep.
But one of the big myths is that, like, if you do anything like this, you're doing witchcraft and it's all evil. It doesn't have to have anything to do with your belief system. Like, you can believe in whatever you want and still believe that the earth gives us things that naturally help us feel better rather than all of the chemical stuff we deal with.
Yep, I agree. I definitely don't. For me, it comes down to actually having like a personal experience with God, in a sense. You know, like people have different experiences with like different like magic and all that type of stuff. And you're right. I don't think that it needs to be religion. I think it can be a relationship with that thing that helped you out, or with that thing that's you're saying is a higher power or some type of power. So I definitely believe that that's definitely something that doesn't have to do anything with religion at all.
And it literally all comes down to intention, in my opinion. You can believe whatever you want to believe in as long as you are not harming yourself or others and the intention is good. For me, that's all I care about. It's when you start pulling the negative in and you start inserting that in and getting away from the actual message, that's when it starts becoming an issue. But yeah, with a lot of the stuff in here, like, I'm not gonna lie, I do have witchy people who come in here and they get the herbs and they do little spell jars and stuff like that. But I also have Christians who come in here and they get like frankincense and myrrh and stuff like that because they want to celebrate their specific holidays with those specific herbs. Like, this store, it's kind of nice because it allows things like that to mix without encroaching on each other.
Okay. So you said that you have like your father is Christian, your brother's Christian. Does that like have any type of like diversion between you and your family, or is it kind of like everybody? Oh, okay. Because I just interviewed someone like a few days ago, and she said that her family was Christian, but she is into like the spirituality now. They don't agree with that. So how does that work with you and your family?
So I think it's because of how I was raised. When my parents got together, because my mom was raised in a Catholic household and my dad was raised in a Christian household.
Okay.
When they got together and they had us kids, they decided that they wanted us to choose what we believe in for ourselves instead of them imposing their own beliefs on us.
That's real. Okay.
So that's why I learned mythology when I was a kid, and I read a lot of holy texts, and I informed myself about all of these different belief systems and their deities and such. And I spent years of my life actually doing it. I didn't figure out my belief system until probably about 8 or 9 years ago. So that whole time I had been just acquiring information to try and figure out where I fall. I went into a few different religions to test it and see if it felt right.
Okay.
But eventually, and it just kind of like smacked me upside the head. Like,
that didn't work out.
Well,
okay.
So I tried out Wicca. I did try Christian. I read up on Catholic, but there were a lot of rules with the Catholicism. I'm very much someone that likes to color outside the lines.
Okay,
so like
okay.
And we are not super great together. Like I dipped my toes into like I think Buddhism a little bit.
Buddhism, yeah.
And then at this point, like, my core is Hellenistic polytheism. Like, but I'm not gonna lie, I pull bits and pieces from different belief systems to create one that fits me. And I think that's what we're supposed to do. I don't think we're all supposed to have like a one size fits all. For instance, I believe our souls, instead of being like divinely created, I feel like they originate from the stars. Like, similarities between our souls and the stars. It never made sense in my brain that there would be one deity with nothing to keep it in check.
Okay.
So to me, it made more sense that there would be multiple deities over multiple different things that kept each other in check to make sure that nothing went out of balance. And if you don't believe that, that's entirely fine. I believe that we can have multiple deities. Like, your God can exist and so can mine. You know, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Just as like some Christians and Catholics feel like they have actually spoken to God. I feel like I have spoken to some of my deities.
I kind of feel like I had an actual reaction with God too, like an encounter. So I get what you're saying.
Or like they'll have like little tell things where like, you know, maybe I ask a question and then some weird like inconspicuous thing that doesn't matter to anybody else happens, but to me that's a confirmation.
Yeah, because I definitely believe that you're right about the we're supposed to be like unified together anyway. So religion and like all these type of things are a way to like divide us in a sense. So
And I feel like we should be sharing them to like connect to each other.
Yeah,
That's what we're supposed to do.
yeah,
Like we
yeah.
should be sharing cultures and beliefs and
Right,
experiences because you never know. Something me and you talk about could completely change my mind
Yeah,
on
yeah,
something I believe in,
yeah.
and it might enrich my life with something else that I didn't
Right.
already have. But how would we have that if we didn't communicate
Yeah,
and
there's
share
just
that?
it just shuts that wall right there when,
Mhm.
when you say you're this and I'm that. So
Mhm.
yeah, that can shut it down. Well, is there any way I can pray for you?
Yeah, go right
Okay.
ahead.
Heavenly Father, I pray for Tiana right now that you encounter her in miraculous ways that she couldn't imagine before, like you did to my life and my family. And I pray that she is able to find you and you show her the love that you have for her. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. Thank you, Tiana, so much. So I really appreciate your time for taking your time to talk to me right now. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in, guys.
Yep.
I love having conversations like this.
Well, yeah, man. One point about that she brought up to me that was very interesting was us Christians are going over here compromising ourselves to buy these things when we if you read the gospels and you read how good God is to us, we already have everything we need. We don't need to buy crystals, we don't need to buy these rocks and these type of necklaces and evil eyes to have protection and to feel like we need healing and prosperity when all we need is Jesus Christ, man. I'm trying to tell you guys, us Christians, that was interesting because a lot of Christians like us are out here compromising to gain different things, but then say we have God on our side too. You can't have two masters. You can't serve two masters, man. The Bible literally says that. And I pray you guys got a word from this, man, that we're supposed to be unified. Whether you agree with that she doing magic is okay, and whether I don't agree with it, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Jesus Christ will transform these people, man. You guys need to get out, plant seeds to these people that need to hear these things, man, because like she said, she probably needed to hear that. And you guys need to hear that too, and to stop going in these places and Christians specifically to buy these crystals and stuff like that, and then compromising in a sense to God. So I just want to let you guys have that, man. You guys comment, like, and subscribe what you guys think of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.